Great. Okay. Welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Okay. Got all different ages. And I know you what 52, 54. Okay. Amy, you are again 30, 39, almost 40, 30, 32, and 30. Okay. Good. All different ages. All right. Welcome. Glad. So you all got the website. There's so much. If you go into the website, there is just tons and tons of information. So like, this is somebody already logged in. Here, you go up, you go up here, you know, you have the member homepage, and then it'll show you all these little green things, these little green bars. And then the program is right here. So it says program access on this one. And there's also up here too, but program access. And if you click on your program access, then you're gonna get, there's like 80 steps, it'll say. Like, it's what it is all of the information on everything. Your hormones, your gut, everything is in there. There's so much information. Just, I believe I'm somebody that, like, if you know why you're doing something, because we're not just doing this because I want it to be torturous. I don't want it, like, this is not for torture. This is because there's a reason why we're gonna do every single one of these. And I'll just briefly touch on them today. You know what I mean? But there is a definite reason why we're doing this for 21 days. It's just not supposed to be completely super challenging. But I'm not gonna, this is an extremely challenging 21 days. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just, you gotta be like, in your mind and like, I'm gonna do it and ready to go. Because it can be difficult, okay?
Do we press sign up for challenge? Like I just...
No, don't, just don't, you don't have to do that. Just do the member homepage and then go find the program, and then the program, all the information's here. So I'm gonna, if you need, and there's also a search bar on the member homepage, and just, if you're like, what did she say about ketosis? What did she say about this? You can just search bar and like look it up real fast. So the program access has all the stuff, and it kind of goes in steps, but I'm gonna tell you, it is a ton of reading, okay? It's a ton of reading. I would say it might even take you, it'll take you the rest of the day to kind of set yourself up, to be honest with you, in this program, because there's a lot to it. You might even take tomorrow to set yourself up more and maybe just work on the intermittent fasting, okay? There's a lot to it, so you want to be prepared for it, because it's a big change. It's a big change, so it's a big challenge. I'm glad that you guys decided to take it on, because it's good. It is a huge challenge, but I'm going to tell you, you never will feel better in your whole life. And I started doing this about a year ago, and I've never felt better. Do anybody have crashes or anything? Does anybody have like afternoon crashes? Do you feel like, no crashes? If you'll never have that again. You'll have total, beautiful, sustained energy. You'll feel less brain fog. You'll be more clear. You're just like it's amazing. It's really, really good. Is it hard? Yeah, it is hard, but it's worth it. Okay, so all the hormone information is gonna be on there. I'm just gonna briefly touch on that right now. So like, Leanne already knows this, and you guys, I don't know if you do know this, but your ovaries someday are gonna stop working. They're, like when, you've heard of menopause where your period stops. That's just, and you think, oh, that doesn't sound too bad. I didn't think it sounded too bad when I was young. Oh, it's okay, I don't have to deal with my period anymore. It's terrible. It's not that your period stops, it's your ovaries stop working. They stop, they shut down, they say out. You don't get any estrogen or progesterone from your ovaries any longer. That's the problem. And then it's terrible. You just break apart. I'm sure you've heard of, it's really bad. So that's coming someday, soon. Sooner for Amy, but you gotta live, yeah, awesome, I know. Mine started about 46, when I was postmenopausal at 49, so it can happen anytime. And sometimes your perimenopause, the transition into menopause, which is the worst part, because your estrogen and progesterone are going like this, and you have hot flashes and all the crazy stuff, probably mamas, your mama probably has it or whatever. The perimenopause, that's the ugly part. Is really hard, and this is why I created this whole program, because it works for that, like, for sure. That's the hard part until menopause, and then you just make from your adrenal glands, you just make a low functioning estrogen and progesterone. The thing about estrogen, it's just really awesome to have. It's really, really good. Like, estrogen is queen. It's like, it makes you feel good. It deposits your fat in the correct areas. It's for your brain. I mean, there's a receptor site in every cell of your body and for testosterone. The first hormone really, most of the time for y'all to lose is testosterone. It just slowly declines. It's not menopausal testosterone decline, it's just, everybody's just slowly declining, whatever in your ovaries. Make a little bit of testosterone for the rest of your life. So anyway, yeah, estrogen and progesterone are amazing. If you are a candidate for taking hormone replacement therapy, just get it in your mind. It has an ugly stigma to it, but it's actually so beneficial. So remember that, do some research on it. There's research on here. Some people think, oh, I just want to go natural. I'm just saying, if you're a candidate for hormone replacement therapy and you feel like you're just going to go natural, I'm going to say this right now, your lifespan is now cut shorter. It's really, really good for you if you're a candidate for it. I think there's a huge stigma out there that, oh my gosh, it's not good for you because of the world, this 1991 study that came out, and they put women who are 60 years old at post-menopause, for 20 years on estrogen, and it didn't work well because your cells were resistant to it. I know, I'm going on and on. Done. So just remember that. HRT is good. HRT is good if you're a candidate for it, okay? But do your own research, okay? Let's start on this program because there's a lot to it. Okay, we're gonna start on intermittent fasting. Does anybody intermittent fast now? Yes, you do. Good. How long?
12 to 14 hours.
12 to 14 hours.
Yeah.
Good. I want you to try to push yourself up to 16. Okay? So I do it a different way. Intermittent fasting is when you get done at the end of the night, and then you just count this many hours. So you don't have to, you know what I mean? Hit a window. I didn't hit my window. I'm almost gonna hit my window. Don't worry about that. At the end of the night, okay, well, what time is it? Okay, it's 8. Okay, I'm gonna count. I intermittent fast for 16 hours a day. That means that I start eating at 2 o'clock. Do I have any crashes? No, I don't have any. It might take a transition though. When you're getting into this, it might take 3 days where you feel, I don't feel very, and then you'll push through and you feel fine. So we're gonna try to do intermittent fasting. Do not let it stress you out. Don't let it stress you out. Just start slowly. If you're new to it, maybe you do 13 hours, see how that feels. Maybe, do that for a couple days. Maybe push to 14 hours, just see how you feel. Maybe you're just like that type of person, be like, I can do it. I'm just gonna jump right in. That's great. So 16 hours is a great number to hit. If you're going 16 hours and you're like, I'm dying, then maybe that 16 hours is not for you. Maybe 14, 15, it's okay. But we're just gonna have that period of rest. Why do we intermittent fast? So when we get to this part, we intermittent fast because when you're fasting, it regenerates your cells. There's so much research. You got to read it all up. It's all on the website. There's so many benefits to intermittent fasting, but also when you're intermittent fasting, your body uses your body fat as fuel. So we're trying to switch from doing a carbohydrate, sugar type of where you're eating carbohydrates and then you crash, and then you eat. Your body says, "I need more. I'm super hungry," and then you crash, and then you know what I mean. So you're dependent on any carbohydrates that you have and ingesting, right? And then, your blood sugar spikes, your insulin, all this stuff. So we're trying to eliminate that. And so we're trying to use fat now as fuel. So that's the most efficient, beautiful fuel source. That's the one that, every animal in the animal kingdom, not humans, but uses that as fuel. We are just not doing it the right way. Carbs don't exist, if you're living in a tree. There's really very little carbs, vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. So
can I break the fast with anything?
what was that?
Can I break the fast with coffee, food?
You can drink coffee in your fast as long as you don't have calories. You can drink black coffee with cinnamon and monk fruit and stuff like that. We'll get into that. Okay. And you can break the fast, and I'll show you how we're going to break the fast because there's a different there. Now we're going to specifically eat. So we're going to practice some intermittent fasting. Okay. And that's for 21 days. So we're gonna try to work up to 16 hours of fasting, and you just tell me how it feels in your body, and we'll just, you gotta know your body on this, okay? Then when you break your fast, say I eat at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. When I break my fast, this is what I'm eating. I'm gonna eat this fiber-focused ketosis. So fiber is very important. It's not the keto diet. It's not like bacon and eggs. Well, eggs are fine, but it's not like bacon with hamburgers and wrapped in whatever. You need to have, it's a fiber focus. Okay, so we have to have 25 grams of fiber at least a day. So you gotta focus on the fiber part of it, okay? And so what you're gonna be eating when you break your fast is this: healthy fats, vegetables, and protein mostly, okay? And the food lists are on this program. It's under the food guide. There's all the food lists. This is what you can eat, this is what you can eat. The more carb-laden fruit is, say a banana, the less you can eat of it. So if it's a banana, you can probably have that much. If you have berries, it's a little bit more, you know what I mean? No potatoes, no rice, none of these really carb-laden, because you want to try to get under 12 grams of carbs per meal. Okay, 12 grams of carbs. That's including your vegetables. So the only macro that we count is carbohydrates.
I was gonna ask, is this for the whole day or just for that meal that you can only have like a little
Just
banana?
for that meal,
Just for
yeah.
that
You
meal.
want to, yeah, it's roughly under 50 grams of carbs for the whole day. And that's including vegetables. So you have to become an expert at nutrition labels. You have to see what the carbs count is, and I'll show you a nutrition label in a second. So this is what you eat. So is anybody afraid of fat? Anybody afraid of fat? Transform 4, we kind of controlled our fat. This is we're replacing all the carbs with fat. Okay, think about that switch right now. So fat is yay. We love fat. Just think that in your mind. I love to ingest fat because that's what you're going to use as fuel when you're in your eating window. Okay, your body's going to get used to using that as fuel. Healthy fats, that's your fuel. Then when you're intermittent fasting, your body's just real quick, it's just going to use your body weight as fuel. Because your body fat is fuel, not your body weight. Does that make sense? Yeah, we get it? Okay. So healthy fat's important in every single meal. You have to have a healthy fat. What is that? Avocado, olive oil, coconut oil, organic mayonnaise, or, try to stay away from those processed oils. No processed foods. No processed foods. Less as you can processed foods. Everybody, there's processed foods everywhere, but less as you can. Okay? Like going too fast, there's a lot to this. No sugar. So if you have a package, you're going to read the label and you turn it over and it says 12 grams of sugar. That's a no, right? That's a no, right? No. You want to be as least amount of added sugar as you can. Maybe if there's 2 grams, say that's okay, but you're looking at the carbs. Make sense? No sugar. No artificial sugar. So that's the kicker. So that's hard. But there's 2 artificial sugars that are approved, and one is stevia, and the stevia leaf, pure stevia leaf, and pure monk fruit. Pure monk fruit. Monk fruit is better than stevia. Pure. That's not erythritol, or whatever you say that. Have you seen the monk fruit, the Lacanta? Have you seen that in the store? Okay. The Lacanta, I think it is Lacanta, is not pure monk fruit. It has erythritol. It's so hard for me to say. Yes, that's exactly it. Show that. That has erythritol, and that is a sugar alcohol. It causes inflammation. So this does not. This is actually good for you. Monk fruit is actually an ancient, Eastern. So this is actually good for you. And stevia is pure stevia leaf. So these are the 2 sweeteners that you can have, and you'll probably want those.
So no honey or?
No honey. Too glycemic. If you look at the back of the label, you're already. What you don't want to do is that if you have just a teaspoon of honey, it's going to spike your blood sugar up, and then your insulin's going to spike up, and then it's going to take all that sugar out of your blood, and then you're going to want more. Make sense? Yeah, you just sugar spike, down, want more. So we're trying to get away from that dependent on that. And it's just remember, it's 21 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's 21 days, and it's okay. Then you'll kind of see how you feel after that, and I'll guide you through this program as we go on. Okay. So no sugar, no artificial sugar, except for these ones that are approved. I got these on Amazon. I think I got this one at Sprouts. It's really hard to find this. There is a liquid form of monk fruit. I think at Sprouts. It works well. Just as long as you read the label. You gotta read the label. You gotta read the label on the back to make sure it's pure stevia leaf extract and just monk fruit alone, no erythritol, or however you say that. Make sense? Okay, because you're gonna want something sweet. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna
I
want
usually have a date.
a date. Yeah, that's too.
Now, can you put that in
A
your
little
coffee?
bit. What?
Put that in your coffee when you're
Yeah.
fasting?
Yes, fasting, coffee, monk fruit, cinnamon, great things too.
No dates.
No dates. No dates, unless you have just a tiny itty sliver. I mean, just yeah.
And teas are okay.
Teas, yes, Yvette, yes. I'm a tea person. I drink tea all the time. Love it. It kind of like I drink tea probably after morning, noon, just afternoon and night because it kind of fills in all your spaces. Like you eat and then it's warm, especially now it's cold. You know, love it, love it. They do all that stuff with it. And after you're fasting, you can have like nut pods. So a little bit of the creamer. Nut pods are really great. A little bit of creamer, nut pods. Make sure your creamer doesn't have any what? Sugar. And no crazy artificial sugar. Like Splenda or stevia or, you know, all those. Okay, got that? I know I gotta move fast because a lot of info. Okay, 12 grams of carbs per meal. You're gonna base your meal on veggies, healthy fat, and protein. I think the biggest failure that I see people on this program is that they think that fat is bad because as a society, we were taught that. We're taught that fat is bad, don't eat fat, don't fat, no fat. We were taught that fats are bad and so we stay away from them and they're actually not bad. They're actually good, they're good for you. So get that out of your mind. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna win this 21 days and I'm not gonna eat fat as well, and then this isn't gonna work. You gotta have this. I eat fat every day, every meal. For instance, go home, I'll have carrots, I'll have some chicken that I've already grilled and cut up, and then I'll get out my organic mayonnaise with a sauce I make from salsa and a little bit of spices, and I'll go to town. Because I need fat, I need fat. Make sense? I'll have a can of tuna, I'll put 2 tablespoons of olive oil with celery salt and crushed red pepper with some celery on the side or something like that. Carbonate bread. Okay, I'll get there in a second. So great, it's so good. Okay, so this is good, every meal. Don't worry, you just like, you break your fast, you have this, wait a couple hours, see how you feel, you won't be hungry. Not gonna be hungry. Then you have another this, and then you have it, whatever, okay, it's nighttime. Just follow your heart, maybe you need a snack, maybe you need a snack, don't starve. If you starve, then your body's gonna dump muscle. What happens when you're starving, your body's like, your muscle takes so much energy, you know, that's like, oh, you're metabolically, because you have muscles, you know, it takes so much energy to have muscle. So if you're starving, your body thinks it's starving, it's gonna dump muscle. That's not what you want. You wanna keep all that muscle, especially, you know, we don't have hormones to protect our muscles anymore, so. Okay, so less alcohol doesn't mean none. You can still have alcohol, but it needs to be gluten-free, dairy-free, no sugar. So that means no beer, no margaritas, no sangria, no, it means wine, champagne, and maybe vodka with no sugar mixer. Okay, so yeah, it can't be any of it. So this is less alcohol. I would say I would pick 4 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week, no alcohol, clean your system out. I don't believe in a program where you just stay home for 21 days. You need you have friends, we all do things, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's good. Okay, so less alcohol, find some days that you're gonna clean it out. And if you do drink, maybe just a couple, drink some water, just chill out with alcohol. This is, that does have carbs in it, like a glass of wine has anywhere from 2 to 4 grams of carbs. That is something that you count, because the only thing we do count is carbs, right? That's the only macro that we count is carbs. This, don't worry, count your carbs. So like if you're eating a meal and you're having a glass of wine, that's 4 grams of carbs. So that's 4 grams off of your account. That means your vegetables as well. Okay, makes sense? I'm going really fast, it's hard. Okay, no gluten, no dairy. You're gonna become an expert at reading labels. Leanne, you know this one because we do this on Transform. Gluten, 40% of people can't tolerate gluten. Gluten is in everything. Everything. Like you have to read and be very diligent about labels because it is hiding everywhere. Every restaurant will hide gluten on purpose in your food just to mess with you. But no gluten. So you have to read the labels, make sure that it doesn't say wheat. It doesn't say gluten. So it has to be gluten-free, everything that you eat. Okay, no dairy. So both of these are high inflammation. Both of these mess your gut up. It totally wrecks your gut health, your microbiota. So you have all these friends living inside of you in your gut, your microbes. You have good gut bacteria and you have bad microbes, bad bacteria, bad parasites, and everybody has them. So you kind of have a fight in your gut, the good versus evil, okay? The more sugar that you eat, the more artificial sugar that you eat, the more gluten you eat, the more dairy you eat, alcohol to a point, the more carbohydrates you eat, the more the evil guys win. So it kills off your good gut bacteria, all these things I just mentioned, and it promotes the bad guys. And so when you have a disbalance, you have a dysbiosis in your gut, that affects your whole entire system, your whole body, your skin, your hair, everything, your digestion, all the things. So this is for hormones, but it's also for gut health. If we can get our gut healthy, man, we got it going on, okay? Because it's more important than you think. Like, you think, oh, it's just like, whatever, my intestines or whatever. But like, you've got a whole world down here of like people helping you, not people, little guys. And there's a war going on, you know what I mean? There's a war going on in the bad versus evil. So like, we want to like get the good guys to win. So we have to like, no sugar, no artificial, no gluten, no dairy. This is just 21 days. Don't worry about like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to eat my cheese again. I love it so much. Cheese is extremely addictive. It has a chemical component to it.
What about I heard about prebiotics, probiotics.
Yes, get there. Good. Love it. I love it. So no gluten, no dairy. Make sure that you read your labels. And then healthy fats. This is how you're going to eat. Is there any questions on this? Yeah.
Ezekiel bread, is that safe?
Is it,
Like
does it,
sprouted bread?
does it have wheat in it?
I don't think so, I'll check the label.
I think it might.
Really? Okay.
Look at, if you go to Sprout, you get it at Sprouts or whatever.
Any
Whole
store
Foods.
they sell them, yeah.
Go and find Carbonot bread. It's in there, but like Carbonot bread, gluten-free. It's so amazing, y'all. Like you keep it in the freezer. It's so amazing. It has, I want to say, let's just say, we'll go through the nutrition label and then we'll get a little bit. I think it has like 10 grams of carbs, but it also has like 10 grams of fiber. So that makes it 0. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna go through the nutrition label now. So make sure, but that's the thing, Amy, you gotta read all the things. I think I did look at Ezekiel bread, and I think it does have wheat in it. It's sprouted, but it's, got the wheat in it. So let me look at, let me go to a nutrition label for y'all, and then we will, let me see if I can find it real quick. So this is how you're gonna count your carbohydrates. So you have carbohydrates, so you look at the back of the package, and you are going to see the carbohydrates, yeah? And then you're gonna look down under it and you're gonna see fiber. Here we go. You're gonna subtract the carbohydrate from the fiber, okay? So if you can look at this nutrition label right here, it's very small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Okay. I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, so I'm looking at this total carbohydrates. Yeah, total carbohydrates. And then below it, it says dietary fiber. And then below it, it says total sugar. So I love that. It says total sugar 0. I think I got this off of the back of Carbonite bread, actually. So it says total carbohydrates. This is for one piece of bread. Ooh, 40 calories. And it says 15 grams of total carbs. Wow, okay, wait a minute, I'm already over. But no, if you look below it, it says 14 grams of fiber. That is a freaking killer source of fiber. That's like, yeah, that's awesome. So how many net carbs do you have? Just one. So that's just one. So now you got 11 to go. This is a good thing to do right here. This bread is awesome. Does that make sense? So you subtract the fiber from the total carbs, and that's your net carb, and that's what goes towards this. Yeah, makes sense? Yes, this is good stuff. For chicory root, this is great. Like you can even count this as like a vegetable if you're doing like avocado toast or something like that. Avocado toast. This bread, avocado smashed on it with an egg. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we got all kinds of good stuff in here. Okay, makes sense? So you got to read all the labels. You're going to be surprised how much stuff has gluten in it and dairy. Lots of dairy in it. So I don't eat either of these. Okay, all of this. You also, if you go out to a restaurant, you got to be kind of psycho, kind of crazy, because there's gluten and dairy and everything, even if you don't think it is. Like I was at the tavern and I was ordering French fries. No, like I wasn't ordering them, but I'd like have a couple of my friends, and every single time I'm like, why am I sick every time I go? It's just potatoes. And so one day I just called them. I'm like, do you coat your potatoes in flour? They're like, yeah, matter of fact, I do. I'm sick every time. I'm like, what? It's just potatoes. But that's what I'm saying. You like it's potatoes. It's not going to have gluten in it. Yeah. So when you go to a restaurant, like if you're not afraid of it, I'm 50, so I don't care about anything. I'm like, I'm allergic to gluten and dairy. I can't have it all. Like put it on there that I'm allergic to it, so they don't mess it up. You're gonna be crazy on it because it's everywhere. So when you go order, just know that they love to stick it in everything. Okay, no gluten, no dairy. This is what you're eating. Is there any questions on the food part? Because that's probably the hardest part. You guys fired up?
Do you have a percentage of like healthy fats, 10%, 10%, 50%?
No, don't worry about that. The only macro that you count are carbs. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. You'll see some portion sizes on there. What if you're still hungry? Then have a couple more bites of chicken. It's not, we're trying to get from this carb dependency in your body.
Okay.
This is okay. This is good. This is, yeah, I'm gonna stop that. Okay.
Any dairy-free milk, like off limits, like is soy okay? Almonds
Yeah,
okay?
you can have,
Okay. Oat probably has too many carbs. Oat milk.
yeah, I mean, but you just look in the back. Almond milk is good. Coconut milk is. Nut pods are really good for a little bit of creamer. Cashew has a really good carb to fiber ratio. Nuts are really good for you if you can tolerate them. Nuts are very good because it has fiber with the carbohydrates. Just look at the packet. You got to look at everything and like kind of make good decisions. Nuts are really good to have. Seeds, nuts. I incorporate those every single day if you can tolerate them. You got to watch your gut too, because some people can't tolerate them. If you can't tolerate them, then buy them soaked. It's just it's a huge process. So, yeah, nut milk, yes, great. Have a cup of it or whatever. Also, when we're getting into probiotics and stuff, nutrients, I try to have some plant-based yogurt every day to get more probiotics in my body, or kimchi that's gluten-free, or some kind of probiotic like that. Kombucha, something like that, because you want probiotics. Because good guys versus bad guys, we want
Kombucha have sugar?
the lowest amount of sugar that you can find in kombucha is the best one. Yes, it does have added sugar, but that's what I was saying. Like sometimes it's hard. If it has below 3, then it's pretty good. And it's not bad. But you gotta count it. Okay, but the probiotics are really good for the good guys versus the bad guys. So we're gonna get some probiotics in the system naturally, and also take probiotics. So we'll talk about supplements. Let's talk about supplements. Lots of people are D deficient. Lots of humans are vitamin D3 deficient. I would say go ahead and start doing that. So fat soluble. Okay, so fat soluble hormone. So you have to not overtake it because it will build up and you could get toxic to it. So you have to be, you could take it every day, but I would say start below 5,000 units. Okay, don't overtake it. Don't say, oh, I want more. I want to be the best vitamin D taker ever. I'm going to take 20,000 units. No, you don't want to do that. But you want to take vitamin D every day because most people are deficient, especially during the winter. And this is, if you take vitamin D a lot, then you'll see that you'll get less sick, etc. Magnesium. A lot of people if you're stressed out, it'll pull magnesium from your body. Most people are magnesium deficient, and it's in every single process of every single thing that you do in your body. So magnesium is extremely important, and people don't understand the magnitude of not having enough magnesium. So I would say 100% magnesium, get on it and stay on it, and take it at night because it's relaxing as well. It's really nice. It's relaxing.
How much magnesium?
You can take. I take 3. I think how much I don't quite remember how much I put on here. What the amount is, don't quite remember. It's in here. Let me look it up. How much you can take. But I take one that's called Magnesium Breakthrough, and I actually just blogged on this. So there's a blog on here, and it has all my supplements and when I take them and how much I take them, and there's a picture of them. So I take this one called Magnesium Breakthrough because there's actually lots and lots of different kinds of magnesium. And this one has 9 different forms of magnesium in one bottle, so it's really good. So a lot of times you just get magnesium at Walmart, it'll just have magnesium citrate. It'll just have one, okay? And actually magnesium citrate kind of loosens the stuff here. So if you feel like that you're taking magnesium and you feel a little looser, your body will get used to it. But if it's too much, you know that you need to back off a little bit. Make sense? I'm talking a million miles a minute. I'm talking so fast. Does that make sense? Yeah. So but magnesium, the magnesium breakthrough, the whatever, it's on Amazon. And it's just really good because it has a bunch of different forms in it. You know what I mean? Each form of magnesium works somewhere else. On your heart, on your brain, on your, you know, on your skin, on your sleep, on your digestion.
And I say magnesium is in a lot of food sources, pumpkin seeds,
Yes, totally.
almonds, cashews, spinach.
Yep. You want to do as much. So I hate to take the supplements. I actually never took them. But I know that it's more detriment if I don't get enough of it. So I take it now because, especially at my age. I eat that, all that stuff has magnesium. You're so right. Like you eat all that stuff and all the seeds and all the nuts and the pumpkin, your magnesium's great. But still, I want to safeguard and make sure that I have enough because it's so bad if you don't have enough. Bad, but you can survive, but you're not gonna feel good. You have anxiety issues. I mean, kids, you know, like give them some magnesium if they, you know, anxiety, stress, and like if you're stressed out, you know, magnesium's gonna be pulled. Like you have all the pumpkin seeds in the world, but if you're stressed out, magnesium's gonna just get pulled from your body and pulled from your body. So we need that. And then probiotics. So the good guys versus the bad guys. This is cleaning out. We're cleaning out the gut here. We're cleaning out the bad guys as much as we can, and we're trying to get better good guys in here. So I do take a probiotic every day in the morning, when I'm fasting. No food. Probiotic. I take seed. It's also in here because the capsules that they made the seed. It's like 100,000 degrees. I heard something, they put it in fire and it still wouldn't break down because what happens is when you take, you know, the probiotic has to go all the way into the large intestine, you know, and so you want those guys to survive all the way down there. A probiotic that you put in the refrigerator that you have to keep refrigerated, does that make sense? If you have to refrigerate it, how's it going to survive in your body? Like just make one with that's why I take seed because they've done all this research on the capsule and it actually goes all the way through. And that's, you know, to me, in my opinion, I don't know if it's working or not because, you know, but it stands to reason that it's going to get down there. It's going to populate my good guys. I'm going to populate good bacteria in there, and that's the good stuff. That's what we need for digestion and absorption.
Fasting?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to take it when you're fasting. First thing in the morning, no food, with your coffee. It's fine. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, so D, magnesium, probiotics, those are the ones that I say are essential. I like to safeguard against, it's really hard to get elemental D3 in your diet. You can get it through salmon, but it's kind of hard. So it's through the sun. That's how we get vitamin D. That's how we're supposed to. But, you know, not right now. And not even. So it's a good safeguard. You need all these things for hormones. You need them all for hormones. They're good, and then you need them all for all the good stuff. Okay, so here we are. We're working on the metabolism piece is right here. We're switching from sugar to fat burning. We're working on the gut health and the hormone health. So those go hand in hand. So they're all connected through all this stuff. So supplements, I would suggest these for sure, but there's other supplements on there. I take a lot of other supplements because of my gut health. I just have really weak gut. I just my whole life. That's how it is. So I take a bunch of other stuff to help myself. If you have bad digestion, then you might want to consider taking. I wrote a whole blog on what I take, just to help my leaky gut, my barrier, so I'm not leaking toxins into my body for all this stuff. I mean, I'm a mess. I just have to do all this stuff. So. Other stuff is on there. Okay, so there's stress and there's sleep, so we have to work on these things. And these are, you'd be surprised how, hard stress is on your body on every single thing, everything. It's hard on your gut, it's hard on your hormones, it's just leaches all the stuff out of your body. We have to be able to lower the stress. And the best way to lower stress, I believe, is exercise. So there's this stupid thing going on hit exercise and it raises your cortisol level, which is your stress hormone. That's dumb. It doesn't, you raise your cortisol level when you get out of bed. Like, what, are you not supposed to get out of bed? Like, it's so dumb. Like, no, exercise is the best way to get cortisol levels from your blood. Like, you have cortisol running around your system, it raises your blood sugar, and your blood sugar, the best way to get out of it is exercise. It doesn't make sense. So we're gonna move every single day. If you've been moving every single day, then you're gonna add in Hityasa. Here I go with my Hityasa. I want you to add in some Hityasa because that's a lot of calories for one class, but Hityasa has every single thing that you need. So in order to stay young, you need to move in every single way. And everything you need to. You need to have strength training and the heaviest weights that you can do. You need to have heart rate for the anaerobic work for your heart. You need your heart rate going high. That's good for you. You need to move in all kinds of planes. You need to twist and turn. You need to do all these things. You need to be able to balance on one foot. It'd be great if you can get up from the ground without using your hands. You know what I mean? That's like a function of how young you are. You have to be able to move in all these spaces. We don't sit down and stand up and Hityasa. But I would love for you, if you already are exercising, to incorporate something like Hityasa for these 21 days. To get that more dynamic, more full, well-rounded body work. Promote flexibility. You sweat. A lot of toxins, infrared heated, it's amazing. It's really, really great. So try. I know that you probably, if you haven't done it, you've done it.
I've done it twice.
Yeah, and you might have heard that, oh my God, this really sounds scary, right? It's really intense, like, especially me. But it's really good. And there's no judgment. We don't take a break. Who cares? Just walk out. Everybody's fine. You know, everybody's in their own health. It's really fun though. Okay. So exercise, we want dynamic movement. We want to move all over the place. We want to do all the things. We want to move for 21 days. That means you don't have to do Hityasa every day. You'll die. I'm just kidding. You won't die. But you go for a walk. You got to move every day. You got to get up and get going. You got to do something. You know, maybe on the days, if you're an exerciser already, maybe on the days that you're like, I'm taking a break, then maybe you get in 10,000 steps. Maybe that's too many. Maybe you get in 8. Like, make a goal. You got to move. Okay. Make sense? Yeah. Or maybe on your day off, you're going to go take a hot vinyasa class. Oh, good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Move. Supplements done. Stress. Sleep. Stress, work on that. Sleep, work on that. There are things in this program, you can read up on it, that can help you. I wrote a blog on what I do every night to set myself up for better sleep. When you are in Leanne and I age, or getting, you don't sleep. Like, it's like, where did it go? It's like gone. This is gonna help you. This is gonna help you sleep. This program alone will help you with your stress and sleep, which is awesome. But it will help you with your sleep. It'll help you sleep better, okay? So you gotta work on sleep. You gotta set yourself up for good night's sleep. There's all kinds of things in there. Read up whatever speaks to your heart. Like sleep, there's some sleep meditations, like 20 minutes on YouTube, and just listen to it, and it's very nice and calming. Turn off the TV, don't watch Die Hard at 10. You know what I mean? Like, stop watching crazy shit. Like, don't watch it. Don't do that. Like, do something boring that you're like, I don't care. Jimmy Fallon, turn it off. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I love Jimmy Fallon. Anyway, 6, lifestyle switch, positivity and gratitude. So there's a whole section on this. I want you to read it and just kind of read it with an open heart. And we want to stop. You know, I think we all do this. Me, I'm not good. I'm not perfect, and nobody's perfect at it. But like, I do start every day with a meditation, and it's from Bliss book, the Bliss Brain. It's a guided meditation, but it's about starting the day with gratitude instead of, you know, the suffering of like, oh my gosh, like, oh, and like, I don't have any money, and I don't have this, or I don't have that, you know, and you start the day with gratitude, and like, it's really crazy how it just changes your mindset about this. But it's the positivity piece of I believe that's the negative self-talk that we all have. We look in the mirror and all we see is flaws. We obsess about this. We all do it. But instead of, you know, I'm not good enough, then, you know, you just change the way that you speak to yourself. Like, I'm on my way. You know, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to doing this. Look at what I do have. I'm grateful for this. I'm on my way of doing this. I'm on my way to get healthy. I'm on my way. So it's not so like, why am I not there yet? You know, so it's just a switch, you know, and you can even go further into that. I'm a big manifester. I like to good, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like to manifest things. I like to imagine oh, look at, this is what, you know, I don't even know, like I can go into a different situation where I can be like, oh, I'm here, I'm on the beach, like this is what I look like, this is what I have on, or like, I don't know, like you have this beautiful mental imagery. That's how I captured my husband, actually. I manifested him art every single day, and I felt what we did and all these things, and like there he was. So it really is just like changing your mindset. I believe that if you think about it like this, your mind is eavesdropping on everything that you say to yourself. And if you say that bad things to yourself, then it's hearing that. It's reinforcing it. But if you say good things to yourself, it's hard. As soon as you hear that, you gotta be like, nope, 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 nope. It's this. Okay. And then we're gonna do our support in the community. So we're gonna come together and we're gonna talk about things and we're gonna like commiserate and we're going to, how did you do this? Because when we get into this, it's hard and you're gonna have a lot of questions. And so we're gonna ask in a group forum. And I think I'll do group me because that seems to be a little bit more, and I'll get you, we'll be on a group me chat. And so we'll talk about things. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, is there any questions?
So in the fasting, I'm thinking of back when we did the other.
Yeah.
We got the suja juice. I'm assuming that has sugar, so we can't do that anymore, right?
Not for a little while.
So you can't juice or smoothies. I mean,
Well, there's a smoothie recipe in here. It's mainly greens. It's not sweet. I do not juice. Don't do like bottled juices because they have no fiber. That's what we want. We want fiber. I don't believe in bottled juices. You got to smoothie it. That means a blender with some spinach and some cilantro, and that's great. You can totally have that after you fast. Not during fasting. Nothing during fasting. Just water, tea, no calories. Okay.
Water, tea, and coffee.
Water, tea, coffee,
but no coffee creamer.
no coffee. So that's usually when people like, I'm out. See ya. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because people are like, oh, my coffee is like the best thing in the world. 21 days.
I've been drinking it black the last.
Oh, there we
few
go.
years. It's different.
And now you gotta get used to it.
It's the sweetness, yes.
Yep, but just, know that it's 21 days and you're gonna feel a difference.
But we can put the stevia in it, right?
Yeah.
Even during fasting.
Yes, you
So
can.
that will get your sweetness back.
Absolutely. Cinnamon. I eat cinnamon and everything that I eat that's sweet, and I have turmeric and everything that's not sweet. Because they're both very, very good anti-inflammatories. That's also a supplement I take. I take a multi-anti-inflammatory. It's got berberine in it, which helps your gut. It's all in there. You'll see the blog. You look at the blog. Yes, you can have stevia and monk fruit. Monk fruit over stevia. While you're fasting, so no calories. So that's the hard one, like the coffee creamers.
Yeah, I'm just concerned with like lifestyle and the time when I actually have time to eat versus when I don't.
Yeah.
I have this time to eat in the morning and then I'm working and then I don't have time for 5 hours and I'm working. I mean, I guess I could like take a break, but it's just to eat like eggs and all this stuff and it's not feasible. So I need to figure out how to do
Yes,
that.
it's kind of a figuring out
Yeah.
type of as well. How to navigate it.
Yeah.
It is truly it's a navigate like it is. It takes a while. It takes a while to get used to this. You got to like navigate it. You're gonna try something. You'd be like, maybe I'm gonna switch this up this way. This isn't working. I need a different fasting window. Maybe your fasting window ends at when you can take a break, or maybe you have a snack ready. Wherever you are, that you can like.
Or stop eating earlier the day before so I can eat earlier the next
Perfect.
day.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So just find that kind of balance. It'll take a
We're
minute.
shooting for 16 hours if we can get to it.
Yeah. If you can get to it. If start slowly. Don't let it stress you out. Don't stress over it. Just start slowly and see how whatever. You're like, oh, it's okay. 16 hours seems to be, for most people, a pretty good, it's a game changer when you get to do that. But maybe that's not for you. That's not for everybody, okay? I know that you guys are still having your periods, so you'll feel like, in your PMS, do you feel like you're more hungry and stuff like that? Yes, yeah, right? You're like,
Every day, and I'm like,
I don't know. That's the only good thing about menopause is that your hormones now actually are stable. Your whole entire life, your hormones are this, and I know everybody knows it's a woman, but know that when you are in this PMS stage, this is really, really important to have that healthy fat component. If you feel like you need, I would maybe, if you feel like you need that 12, that pushing that upper limit of that 12, maybe even a couple over, know that it's okay, you know what I mean? You know that you want to stay in this ketosis, this fat burning zone, okay? Leanne, you don't need to know, you're just fine. You're with me. No, you don't have any of this. So know that healthy fats when you're in this PMS stage is the one that's gonna help you a lot, okay? Good. And then you want some sweets, right? So get out the monk fruit, get out some, there's some recipes and weird stuff that you can make that you can still stay in here. Yeah, if you have vegan dark chocolate, just look at the curves, there's cacao, I think that's how you say it, cacao. Cacao nibs or cacao that has 0, like it's so good for you. It has really good fiber. That's something that you can make. You can make that, cacao with some vegan butter. That sounds pretty good with some monk fruit. Stir it up and heat it in the microwave. There you go. No carbs. Like no carbs, but it's sweet. It tastes like chocolate. It is chocolate. Awesome. So you got to kind of get creative with what you're gonna do because you're gonna want sugar. I want sugar sometimes, so then I make something like that.
Is ghee?
Ghee is good. Ghee is okay. It doesn't have. I think ghee is okay. It's made out of cow's milk, obviously, but it's pulled out. It's like all that stuff is pulled out. So yes, you have ghee. You can have tallow, beef tallow, which is beef fat or whatever, animal fat. That's okay. Just make sure it's really. That's probably better than like. Watch the oils. Watch the oils. The processed oils are really bad for you. The trans oils and all the safflower oil and sunflower oil and all the stuff that's in like margarine or something, that's terrible. Like try to stay away from all those. The least processed is what you want. Coconut, awesome. Avocado oil, beautiful. All that stuff. Coconut at itself is really good.
And majority of my carbs come from rice, quinoa.
That's tough.
Yeah. And I have to measure how much.
Yeah, no rice.
No rice.
That's tough. I know that you have a beautiful culture of rice and beans, probably lentils and stuff. Yes, that's hard.
The beans are okay.
Beans are lentil. That's great, but you gotta look at how much you can eat. How many can you actually have? That's hard. I know.
Do you have recipes and?
There's recipes in here. Soup recipes. I'm a big soup person. There's tons of recipes and I keep that.
Fit within the fast.
Yeah, they're in the website. Yeah, there's nothing in fasting that fits with this.
Right.
Yeah, this. And I add them all the time. I add recipes all the time for good ideas. You just gotta be an expert at reading your labels. It's hard. Can you now see how big of a challenge this is? It's difficult.
Do you have examples like this of products that, so if we just write down, okay, you've already done the research of that particular,
Yeah.
that's on there?
Yeah. They somehow went away, so I have to make sure. Let me double check on those to make sure that the products are in there. But yes, I vetted out everything, everything in the recipes. I'll tell you what it is, like a RAO, that RAO, marinara sauce with this and that. This is the vegan butter. I get it from Trader Joe's, or you can get it from Mykonos, or you can get it from anywhere. So this is what I, all that stuff. So.
And what after 21 days?
21.
What after that? Do I?
Oh, then I will guide you through all this. So we'll check in. So every Sunday, I want you to come in and weigh, and then I will either have an online kind of let's all come together, like a Zoom something, or we come together in this room. I think it's really hard sometimes to get everybody, but if we're all online, we can kind of and I'll do a little, hi guys, okay, so how are we feeling, what's going on, this is the next step, how are we doing on stress and sleep, how are we doing on this stuff. At the end of the program, then you just have to make it 21 days, but of course I want you to kind of incorporate some of these things in your life because you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel so good. You might have 3 days of not feeling very good. If you eat a lot of carbs, you might not feel very good.
Very nice.
Drink a ton of water. You're gonna be extremely thirsty when you switch. You're gonna be really thirsty. Just be like, this is bizarre thirsty. You're gonna be bizarre thirsty. It takes a lot of water when you start burning fat as fuel. It takes a lot of water. And when you start dumping carbs out of your body, it takes water. So there's two things that are pulling water. I say drink a ton of water. That'll make you feel better. Make sure you have a lot of good, beautiful fats. Don't be afraid of that. And then after 3 days, you're gonna be like, holy cow, I am on fire. I have so much energy. I'm so clear. It's amazing. So after 21 days, I follow an 80-20 rule. So I do this most of my life. And then if there's something, this is something I don't do ever. But if I have, like maybe 4 or 5 chips with my guacamole, all right, getting crazy, something like that, or margarita, like, but of course mine are like super, just nothing, no sugar. So I stay here and I stay here, but then you can have a little bit more fun. It works, it's amazing, it's so good. So, any
What
questions?
about lemon in the water?
Lemon's great, get it going on, that's good.
Even in the fasting.
Yeah, you can have lemon and water. Yeah.
What else do you have? Is it tea, lemon and water, and like that's all?
Yeah,
And
just
maybe
Yeah,
Okay.
coffee, tea, herbal tea,
Yeah.
no calorie stuff, like Topo Chicos, yeah, and like, yeah,
That's also one.
yeah, that's good, and you can have like sugar-free drinks as long as they don't have Splenda, stevia, or you can have stevia or monk fruit. So kind of, you'll be surprised how little there is. So you read the back. Your erythritol and all the sugar alcohols you want to stay away from, just because they cause inflammation in your gut, and they promote the bad guys. You want to promote the good guys. Okay? Okay. Any questions?
Just about the page. I keep going to the member homepage and then it keeps taking me to here. So then I select the plan and put the code in there.
And it's
then
not
it doesn't
working?
go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but-
it doesn't work.
Oh, it's not working.
No,
It
it's
was
just
stuck.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to turn this off,
Oh,
Okay.
and then we're going to keep going.